They left in silence, but not without a whisper, not without a message. This was their goodbye to you, and heaven saw your tears. You thought no one noticed, but the angels did. God did. Every tear that fell, they caught. Psalm 56:8 says, "You have kept count of my tossings, put my tears in your bottle." They were not wasted, not a single one. The goodbye hurt. It felt sudden. It felt like a crack in your soul. But it was not the end. It was a holy transition. Even in heartbreak, heaven moves. The angels stood near you. You didn't see them, but they were there. When you fell to the floor, when your chest ached with grief, when you whispered, "Why?" they stood beside you, silent but watching. You weren't abandoned. You were being comforted by glory. Invisible arms held you up, and heaven recorded every sigh. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "To everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven." Yes, even for letting go, even for loss, even for this goodbye. They left because their chapter with you was complete. Not because you failed, not because you weren't enough, but because their purpose had finished. And now, God begins a new one with you. The angels say, "You did not lose love. You were trusted with it for a time, and you carried it well, even through pain." Heaven saw your loyalty. Heaven saw how long you prayed, how you believed for healing, how you waited for change, how you kept hoping. And when it didn't go your way, when the goodbye came anyway, you still worshipped. You still said, "God, I don't understand, but I trust you." That moved heaven. Job 1:21 says, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." You didn't know it, but you echoed that verse. Through tears, through shaking hands, you still said amen. That's why God is sending new strength, new oil, new clarity, because you passed the test of grief. And you didn't curse God. You clung to Him. The angels say, this was not punishment. This was preparation for something sacred, for something eternal. Heaven knows what this cost you. They saw the nights you didn't sleep, the dreams you had to bury, the memories that made you break inside. But you are still here, still breathing, still standing. That is proof. Grace carried you. Isaiah 61:3 says God gives a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. This is what's coming. Beauty from the ashes, joy from the sorrow. They had to say goodbye, because you are being called forward. You cannot walk backward into destiny. You cannot live in yesterday. The angels say, this chapter is closed, not in bitterness, not in defeat, but in divine order. The goodbye hurt, but it didn't break you. It revealed you. It showed heaven who you are. And heaven honors those who endure, who walk through fire and still worship, who cry but don't curse, who break but don't turn bitter. God has seen all of it, and He is not unjust to forget. Hebrews 6:10 says, God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown Him. Every act of love, every prayer, every sacrifice, He remembers it all. The angels say, you will love again, you will trust again, you will laugh again. But this time, different. This time, from overflow, not from emptiness. Because you are being made whole, not rushed, not replaced, healed. This goodbye was not rejection. It was redirection. It was God's way of closing a door so a better one could open. Don't chase what walked away. Don't mourn what cannot return. Lift your eyes. Heaven is still writing, and the next chapter carries joy. You cried. Heaven listened. You broke. Heaven strengthened you. You waited. Heaven moved. The angels say, heaven is not far. It is watching, and it is responding. This pain will not last. This sorrow will not win, because resurrection follows the cross, and morning follows the night. You thought that tears were weakness, but they were worship, because you didn't cry to the world. You cried to God, and that is holy. That is strength. That is faith in pain. The angels say, you are stronger than you think, wiser than you feel, closer than you know. The goodbye you faced wasn't the end. It was the middle, a turning point, a sacred detour. Luke 22:62 says, Peter wept bitterly, and still Jesus built the church through him. Your weeping did not disqualify you. It revealed your heart. They walked away, but you walked forward, even when it hurt, even when you didn't feel ready. That's why heaven is proud of you. That's why angels surround you, because you chose light in the dark. You chose hope over despair. Yes, they said goodbye, but God is saying, behold, I make all things new. Revelation 21:5. This is your turning. This is your healing. This is your release. You don't have to carry guilt. You don't have to replay the pain. God is not angry with you. He is near you. Sometimes love must leave for new life to begin. Not every goodbye is rejection. Some are protection. Some are redirection. The angels say, you are being positioned, not punished. You are not forgotten. You are favored, highly favored. Even now, when Jesus wept at Lazarus's tomb, he still raised him up. John 11:35. Your story is not finished. You buried something, but you will see resurrection. You will see joy return. It may not look like before, but it will feel like home. They were a chapter. God is the author. Let him write the next part. He sees the cracks in your voice, the weight in your silence, the questions that never made it to your lips. He sees it all, and he answers not just with comfort, but with purpose, with plans, with new glory. Jeremiah 31:16 says, refrain your voice from weeping, for your work shall be rewarded. Your waiting was not empty. Your love was not wasted. Your goodbye was not the end. The angels say, watch what comes next. The ashes will speak of beauty. The sorrow will sing of joy. The tears will water your next blessing. You were faithful in loss. Now get ready for favor. Heaven saw you, and heaven is sending restoration. You've lost some people. You've lost some dreams. But you did not lose God. And if you still have God, you still have everything. He is the God who restores years. Joel 2:25. Even the years that broke you, even the years that were stolen, he redeems it all. Your tears are seeds, and the harvest is coming, more than you expected, greater than you imagined, closer than you think. The goodbye wasn't just a loss. It was a gate, a threshold, and you are crossing over now. This is your exodus. This is your Jordan River. This is your healing season. This is your divine reset. The angels say, be still. Don't rush to fix it. Don't run back to what hurt you. Let God finish what he started. He never begins something without a purpose, and he never ends something without a promise. Isaiah 46:10 says, my purpose will stand, and I will do all that I please. That includes your life, your healing, your future. Your goodbye held glory, even if you didn't see it. Even if you still feel broken, heaven calls it sacred. You are not cursed. You are chosen, chosen to survive, chosen to rebuild, chosen to shine again. You will not cry forever. You will not be numb forever. You will not walk alone forever. Heaven is already shifting things in your favor, even now, even here, even after goodbye. The angels say, don't confuse absence with abandonment. God is still with you, even when he's quiet. Even Jesus felt the silence of God. Matthew 27:46. My God, why have you forsaken me? But the silence wasn't rejection. It was fulfillment. It was glory unfolding. And so is yours. Right now, even in goodbye, even in grief, you're still on schedule. You're still chosen. You're still becoming. Don't measure this moment by pain. Measure it by purpose. Heaven is building something in you, something eternal. They may have left you, but they didn't take your promise. The calling is still on you. The anointing still covers you. You are not forgotten. You are being refined. In fire, in silence, in surrender. Psalm 147:3 says, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. That includes you, your wounds, your heart. He sees the pieces, and He is putting them back together. But this time, stronger. This time, unshakable. The angels say, don't curse the goodbye. Honor it, release it, and rise from it. It shaped you, but it will not define you. You are more than what left, more than what ended, more than what broke. You are the one heaven is watching, the one God is healing, the one angels are guarding. You are the one who survived. Yes, they said goodbye, but God never did. He's still whispering your name. He's still writing your future. The same God who allowed the goodbye is preparing a new hello, a divine introduction, an unexpected beginning. So don't hold the past so tightly that you miss what's coming. The angels say, open your hands, let go of what was, so you can receive what is. Isaiah 43:18-19. Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. You've mourned long enough. Now lift your eyes. Now lift your head. The clouds are parting. The sun is rising. Hope is waking up in you. You don't have to fake it. You just have to breathe. One step, one moment, one prayer at a time. Heaven is not far. Heaven is near, closer than your breath. The angels say, rest. You've carried so much. You've fought through storms. You've kept the faith. Now rest in this promise. God is your defender. God is your healer. God is your resurrection. The goodbye was real, but so is the restoration. You were not weak for feeling it. You were not foolish for loving them. You were not blind for hoping. You were brave. You were human. You were honest. That kind of love, the kind that costs you, God sees that. God honors that. The angels say, you didn't lose. You obeyed. You stayed faithful. You trusted even when it broke your heart. And that is rare. That is beautiful. That is kingdom faith. Heaven doesn't forget that kind of love. Heaven doesn't overlook that kind of grief. Heaven doesn't waste that kind of goodbye. You whispered, why me? God whispered back, because I trust you. The pain didn't come to destroy you. It came to dig a deeper well, so joy could rise up from a deeper place. Psalm 30:5 says, weeping may last for the night, but joy comes in the morning. Your morning is coming. Your season is shifting. You cried through midnight, but the sun is on its way. God hasn't forgotten the time. He knows when it's time to turn the page. This ache is not permanent. This silence is not forever. Even in goodbye, God was planting something, and the fruit is coming. You will look back on this season and see His fingerprints on the pain, on the delay, on the goodbye. The angels say, you were never alone, not for 1 second. Even when no one texted back, even when the room felt empty, you were surrounded, watched, guarded, loved. Heaven was closer than your own breath. Psalm 91:11 says, for He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. You didn't see them, but they were there, wiping your unseen tears, standing in the shadows, fighting battles you didn't even know you had. Yes, even while you were grieving, some of the things that left were never meant to stay. Some of the people who left were never meant to walk into your next chapter. And God knew. God saw what you didn't. He heard what they said when you weren't around. He knew what they carried in their hearts. That's why it ended. Not because you weren't worthy, but because you were. The angels say, Your heart was too precious for that place, too valuable for that pain, too sacred to stay stuck in delay. So God allowed a goodbye, to make room for new glory. You didn't fail. You grew. You didn't fall apart. You transformed. There is healing in this loss. There is wisdom in this ache. There is fire in your bones now, and heaven will use it. You are not who you were. You are stronger, more compassionate, more discerning, more aligned with heaven. The pain changed you, but it did not ruin you. It refined you. It anointed you. 1 Peter 5:10 says, "After you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast." You are rising into that promise now. Heaven is not ignoring you. Heaven is unfolding the plan, piece by piece, step by step, promise by promise. The goodbye felt like a tearing, but it was a holy separation, a divine release. The angels say, now is the time to rebuild, not with broken pieces, but with God's strength, with heaven's help. Your tears watered the soil. Now watch what grows. Don't rush this healing. Let it do its work. Let it clean the deep places. Let it empty out what was never yours to carry. The angels say, you've been faithful with little. Now get ready for much. The goodbye was loud, but the restoration will be louder. The pain was sharp, but the blessing will be deeper. You gave everything to love, and now God will pour everything into you. The shaking wasn't to harm you. It was to reveal the unshakable. Hebrews 12:27 says, the removing of what can be shaken, so that what cannot be shaken may remain. What remains in you now is glory, is strength, is fire. You won't go back to how it was. You're moving into something higher, something holy, something only heaven could build. They said goodbye, but God is saying, come closer, closer to his voice, closer to his presence, closer to your purpose. The tears taught you to listen. The silence taught you to see. The pain taught you to lean on him alone. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. The angels say, you are not being overlooked. You are being hidden for glory. God hides his most precious treasures. He doesn't rush them into the crowd. He prepares them in secret and reveals them in power. That's what's happening to you. That's what this goodbye unlocked. A deeper version of you. A heaven-breathed version. You thought you were breaking, but you were being remade. You thought you lost everything, but you were being positioned for more. Psalm 126:5. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. Your tears are not buried. They are planted. And joy is the harvest. It won't come the way you expect, but it will come. In waves, in light, in ways that feel like breath. Your heart will laugh again. Your spirit will dance again. Your eyes will shine again. The angels say, stay ready. Stay open. Don't close your heart to what's next. God's not finished. God's not silent. God's not distant. He's close. He's moving. He's coming with healing in his wings. Malachi 4:2. The goodbye cleared space. And now heaven is filling it. With peace, with direction, with divine love. Let the past rest. You've carried it long enough. Let heaven hold it. You were never meant to heal alone. You're not too late. You're not too broken. You're not too far gone. You're exactly where heaven knew you'd be. Right here, right now, hearing these words, because heaven is calling you forward, not to forget what happened, but to move through it, to rise with it, to become more because of it. The angels say, your scars are not shame. They are stories. Stories of mercy. Stories of survival. Stories of glory. You're not invisible to God, even when the world looked away. Even when they stopped checking in, heaven leaned in closer. Psalm 34:15 says, the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry. He saw the cry you never spoke. He felt the ache you never posted. He knew the weight before you named it. That's why he's here now. That's why the angels have gathered. To tell you, this was not the end. This was not your last chapter. The goodbye broke your rhythm. But God is giving you a new one. A slower pace. A deeper peace. A truer joy. You are learning to breathe again. To dream again. To trust again. Heaven is gentle with your heart. It won't rush your healing. It won't force your growth. But it will guide you day by day. The angels say, watch how God restores. Not in the same shape, but in greater strength. You won't go back to who you were. You'll become who you were, always meant to be. The wilderness taught you. The loss awakened you. The goodbye transformed you. Now the oil is flowing. Now the light is rising. Isaiah 60:1. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. This is your rise. This is your moment. Heaven has not forgotten. You will see beauty from the breaking. You will see clarity from the chaos. You will see joy rise where sorrow sat. Because the author of your story doesn't stop at heartbreak. He writes, resurrection. You are not disqualified. You are destined. You are not damaged. You are delivered. You are not stuck. You are stepping forward. The angels say, heaven is proud of you, not because you smiled through it, but because you stayed, because you believed, because you kept breathing when you wanted to give up. That matters. That moved heaven. That touched the heart of God. You are seen. You are known. You are held, even in goodbye, especially in goodbye. Your heart is still beating. That's the sound of purpose. That's the echo of heaven saying, get up. Not get up and pretend. Not get up and perform. Just get up and be. Be real. Be present. Be loved. The angels say, heaven isn't asking you to hurry. It's asking you to heal. No deadlines. No pressure. Only grace. You don't have to explain your pain. God understands without words. The Spirit intercedes with groanings too deep to utter. Romans 8:26. He reads your silence. He listens to your sighs. This goodbye may have shattered something, but it also opened something. A doorway. A divine invitation. You didn't choose the pain, but you can choose the path forward. And heaven will walk it with you, step by step, tear by tear, prayer by prayer. You are not rebuilding alone. The angels say, let your heart be light again, not because nothing hurt, but because healing is holy. You were made for joy. You were made for connection. You were made for life after this. This goodbye will not define you. It will deepen you, shape you, ready you for love that stays, for peace that lasts, for promises that hold. God is not rushing your return to joy. He is leading it, tenderly, faithfully. Psalm 23:3 says, he restores my soul. Let him touch the places no one else sees. Let him breathe life where it still feels dry. He is not ashamed of your sadness. He is not distant from your weakness. He draws near to the crushed. You're not being judged. You're being cradled by mercy, by grace, by God himself. You lost something, but you are not lost. You let go, but you are not empty. You cried, but joy is coming to find you. The angels say, lift your eyes. There is more ahead, and it's better than what you had to release. This is not a cruel ending. It's a kind beginning, and it starts here, with you, with heaven, with hope. You've mourned quietly. You've carried things no one saw. You've smiled through storms. You've listened while no one listened back. But heaven did. Heaven always listened. Every tear had a sound. Every ache had a voice. And God heard them all. Psalm 18:6 says, in my distress I called to the Lord. He heard my voice. You didn't cry in vain. You didn't suffer unnoticed. The angels say, even when people walked away, heaven leaned closer. Even when you felt unseen, the light of God surrounded you. They said goodbye, but they didn't take God's promise. They didn't cancel your calling. They didn't delay your destiny. You're still chosen, still appointed, still walking in grace. Yes, the goodbye shook you, but it couldn't remove what God put in you. Heaven doesn't change its mind about you. Romans 11:29 says, "The gifts and calling of God are irrevocable." That includes you, your life, your assignment. This sorrow is not the final word. This pain is not the last chapter. There is more. The angels say, "Get ready, not to go backward, but to walk into beauty, to see God's hand restore what you thought was gone forever." You will wake up one day, and peace will greet you before your alarm. You will breathe deeply, and it won't ache to exhale. You will love again, and this time, you'll feel safe. You will laugh, and this time, it will come from your soul. God is not just bringing healing, He's bringing joy, full circle joy. John 16:20, "You will grieve, but your grief will turn to joy." That turning is beginning now. You've cried long enough. Now the oil comes, the new strength, the new days. Let them come. Don't fight what God is doing. Don't hold on to what heaven has released. It's okay to move forward. It's okay to smile again. It's okay to let light in. You're not betraying the past. You're honoring the future. The angels say, "Let it be sacred. Let it be slow. Let it be spirit-led." God will not rush your steps, but He will order them. Psalm 37:23. You are not forgotten. You are being guided. You are being protected. And even now, the heavens are watching over you. You are loved. You are seen. You are held. Even in this, especially in this.